roll this up here. All right. So this is my first live, I guess, of being more in depth about my backstory and kind of where I've came from and where I'm at now with things. This is mainly going to be like about my diet and my health or unhealthy lifestyle, sort of, like especially dealing with and talking about the last, like, I guess 8 years of being in active addiction, and then the changes that I've made over the last 12 months, like since February last year, when since I signed into RHA up in Lenoir, because that's really when all the light bulbs went off and stuff, like I've mentioned before in other videos and stuff. But like, so I'm gonna start off, I guess, by saying that you know, that my three main food groups are pizza, chicken, and macaroni, and not necessarily in that order. I do eat other stuff. I eat, you know, baked potatoes, sweet potatoes. Baked sweet potatoes are actually really good. You know, but like spaghetti, lasagna, chicken parmesan. I eat shrimp, catfish, you know, ribs. Ribs are really good, and of course breakfast food. You know, all of that shit is lovely, especially bacon. I love my bacon. But like, the main things are like, okay, the last 8 years before, up until 2024, so from 2015, 2016 up until February of last year, I ate out, you know, probably 8, 10, sometimes 11 or 12 times a week, and, you know, fast food, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, you know, Bojangles, whatever you can think of, really. And I would drink 8, 10, 12 sodas a day. And when you think about the fact that I was usually only eating twice a day, and back then, you know, hell, that's like 14, maybe 16 meals in a week for me on a good week. You know, that's a lot of fucking fast food, really. And, you know, definitely not any good for you, because we all have seen the things, you know, about how all the ingredients and the chemicals that are injected in our food nowadays, and just how sick you can get from all of that. And fast food is the world's worst, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out why so many people are obese in this country because of that stuff, you know. But like, so before last year, that's what I was eating. I don't know fruits and vegetables, you know, or as I like to call, rabbit food. Although I am starting to dibble a little bit more into those things, you know, and like, which is good, because I need to be doing that, because, you know, and my parents and everybody always said, you know, you're not going to be able to always eat what you want your whole life, blah, blah, blah. And if you do, you're going to be 500 pounds and this, that, and the other. And, you know, I've had good metabolism my whole life. So I was always like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, I'm going to continue eating what I want to eat, you know, and doing what I want, and not exercising and not worried about it, because I've got great metabolism. But, you know, newsflash, I turned 35 and my metabolism went straight off the side of the Grand Canyon, you know, with maybe a 500-pound Acme weight attached to the end of it. And, you know, so like, that was, and while I was in RHA, I realized this stuff, I didn't really know how bad it was until I was not able to go get fast food for, you know, the day and a half that I was in there. I wasn't able to drink sodas. You know, I drank water strictly the whole time I was in there, and the food that they had was not hitting on shit, you know, honestly. You know, so like, I realized all these things, and I was like, you know, I really got to get serious about my health and taking things so I need to figure out a game plan on, like, what am I going to do? So, you know, and really, like, I didn't get a lot of things for the day and a half that I was in there, but what I did get, you know, really helped kickstart me and kick me and push me in the right direction of where I needed to go, like health-wise, you know. So after I signed out and I came back home, you know, I decided then that I was going to really start and try and do better and everything. So I cut out fast food, and still to this day, I manage to eat out fast food like once or twice a week. 3 times on a bad week, maybe, you know, but like, and most of the time, one of those times during the week is like on a Saturday or Sunday morning when I don't walk in Lincolnton. Like, I will stop. There's a couple of different places I like to go, you know, for breakfast food and have me a good breakfast, you know, scrambled eggs, hash browns, bacon, waffles, pancakes, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, that's my shit, and that's my cheat day. Sometimes I'll have a soda with it, you know, other times it's sweet tea or, you know, just water too, just depends on the mood. But like, so I cut out all the fast food, and then I cut out sodas completely. Like I said, you know, that being at RHA really helped break me of that for that day and a half not having those, you know. And I am gonna say right now, like, after I got out, I immediately, you know, the first restaurant that came up on the highway after I left was Wendy's, and I did stop and get me a 10-piece nugget combo with Baconator fries, you know, and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, it's it was, yeah, really one of the better meals that I'd had back at that time. And so, you know, cutting out all the ultra processed stuff and and the sodas and everything did wonders for me. You know, instead of buying frozen bags of chicken nuggets or chicken fries or chicken breasts or whatever, you know, that are just injected with all the shit and the chemicals and everything else, you know, that keep you just malnourished, really, in a way. I mean, and I'm eating it all in the microwave too, so I'm just nuking all my nutrients out of any of the food that I was eating, you know. And so it just wasn't a good situation, you know. I weighed 252, 255, somewhere in there. You know, I had a big Santa Claus belly on my freaking gut, and I just got tired of looking at myself in the mirror like, Andrew, you are a fucking fat ass. Like, what in the world are you doing with yourself? Like, you let yourself go. Like, what do you, you know what I'm saying? You got to start doing something about that. So I cut out all the sodas. I cut out all the fast food except for once or twice a week. You know, I went from drinking maybe half a bottle or a bottle of water per day to, you know, 9 or 10 bottles of water per day now. So I'm up around 160 ounces of water a day at least, if not more than that. In the summertime, it's definitely more. You know, and like I said, if I go out to eat, I might have a soda. Usually it's just sweet tea or just water. Like, I don't go gung-ho crazy on them. And the thing is like, I go past the soda aisle, you know, every time I go to the grocery store, and I look and I'm like, man, it'd be good to taste a Mellow Yellow or a Code Red Mountain Dew or something like that, you know. But then I'm like, yeah, but think of all the bloating and everything. Like, just in the first month alone, like the first 4 or 5 weeks of me cutting soda out alone and switching to just water, I dropped 10 pounds in 1 month, just from cutting out the fast food and the sodas, you know. And instead of me buying the frozen chicken fries and all this ultra processed foods and pizzas and everything, you know, I started doing all that at home. Like, I would get the raw, like the big packs from Sam's, you know what I'm saying, of like raw chicken tenderloins or chicken breasts, and I cook them on the grill. I'll do them in the iron skillet, you know what I'm saying. But mostly it's I bread them and then put them in, I lightly bread them and season them and then stick them in the air fryer. And that has been a godsend, really. Like, I didn't think, you know what I'm saying, that just doing these simple steps, and it sounds like a lot, and I guess it might be to people, just how dependent upon the sodas and the fast food and stuff that you are, right? But for me, I was ready to make those drastic changes, and, you know, I did, and I've stuck with it. That's the key, is the discipline to stick with it, you know. After you start seeing all the results, and you're looking in the mirror when you get out of the shower, and you're like, oh my God, this Santa Claus belly's shrinking a little bit. Like, holy shit, you know. Like, damn. And, you know, now I can stand in front of the mirror and my stomach is like not flat, because I still have a little pooch there, you know what I'm saying, because I'm fucking 40 years older, my metabolism sucks. But, you know, doing things like that really, you know, I mean, it does fucking wonders for you, really. Like, I don't have any kind of strict regiment or diet plan or anything like that. Like, I still don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, although I have started to dibble around with zucchini, and like, I'm gonna go home actually here later, and I'm going to you know, chop up zucchini like thin and kind of make chips and bake them in the air fryer and make them crispy, because the thing for me with fruits and vegetables is the textures. I just don't get down with those textures. Don't ask me why. I've been like that my whole life, you know, but baby steps, right? So, you know, I mean, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm not trying to do anything and go gung-ho and like go order me a salad at a restaurant when I'm out to eat, and then, you know, I mean, it just shoots all that out the fucking, you know, down the drain. So, and then on top of that, you know, I started walking, and that had I mainly started walking because I wanted to get back in shape. I was tired of, you know, going outside and playing basketball with my son for a whole 5 minutes, and I'm like, you know, just bent over, winded, just like, oh God, son, like, give me a couple minutes, catch my breath. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I can get out there in the driveway now and play a whole game with him, and I still get winded, but I'm able to finish, you know what I'm saying, the whole game. Like, most of the time he beats me now. I can admit that, you know, I'm not really happy about that fact, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, what parent is? But I mean, that's part of getting older too, you know. I'm nowhere near as quick as he is, and he does all these fancy dribble moves, you know what I'm saying, and trying to cross me up and make me look like an idiot, and I just stand there in front of him. Like, once he starts to go by, you know, I'll try and play defense or whatever. But you know, so I started out just walking a mile a day, you know, which is 2 laps around my my parents' neighborhood, you know, and I did that for about a month, maybe a little more, and then I went up to 2 miles, which was 4 laps. And then after I did that, I started going to the rail trail, and would do that because one time down and then back, like a round trip on the rail trail, is like 3 miles. And then I jumped it up a couple months after that. You know, I jumped it up to doing it 3 times, which was, you know, 5 miles or whatever, you know, 4.5 miles, right? And then after that, I started, okay, you know, I need to add more to this. The rail trail's getting kind of boring. So then Saturdays and Sundays, I would go walk on some of the trails in Hickory. I would go to McCaddenville and walk on their greenway and places, and, you know, and then in Lincoln at the rail trail, now I've got like a whole 5-mile loop that I do, you know, where I'm on the rail trail, I veer off, go make a big round block on some of the back streets and stuff, and then get back on, go, you know. But like, all of this has just helped me. Just, I mean, it's night and fucking day difference. And like I said, like, I'm not going too crazy, and that's the thing, like, is this life and the health and life coach class that I'm taking online. Like, I'm learning all these things about nutrition, and it's like, yeah, you probably do need to start trying to eat a little bit more healthier, you know, and start trying to divvy in some fruits and vegetables and stuff, and try and make some better choices, just because, yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep the pizza, chicken, and macaroni for forever. You know, I am going to have to either eliminate some of that stuff, or, you know, but I will say, cauliflower pizza, I can get down on some cauliflower pizza, like, for sure. You know, that's really been one of the biggest things for me, is like, I don't go to Papa John's, I don't go to Pizza Hut or Domino's anymore. I have, yes, but once a month, maybe once every couple months, you know. It's like, man, I haven't had some good pizza in a long time. Like, I think I'll, you know, and order me one. But you know, and just by cutting out all the ultra processed and fast foods and stuff, my inflammation has went down, you know, my swelling, and like how my joints feel, everything. I mean, there's so many benefits that I've gotten out of, you know, just simple little changes. And that's really the big thing for me, I think, you know, is how I've lived my life, basically my whole life, just eating pizza, chicken, and macaroni, and not in healthy ways. Like, now, you know, If I eat pizza, it's cauliflower crust, or I'll take a loaf of mom's bread that she makes, you know, and I'll make little pieces of, I guess you can call it like pizza toast or whatever. Really, like I take the slices of bread and I put some pepperoni on top, and then 2 slices of cheese or something, and not slices like Kraft singles, like, no, because that shit ain't cheese. Don't let nobody fool you about that, because that's not fucking cheese. If you've never done the trick where you put the match or a lighter to Kraft singles and watch how they do not really melt like real cheese would, you know what I'm saying, then you should really do that, or look it up, because yeah, it'll blow your mind a little bit. When Tristan told me that and showed me the video, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe, I think, you know, I was like, wow. Like, you don't realize some of the things about food, and you see people with, you know, do experiments like where they'll buy like a Nutty Buddy bar or ice cream cone or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like, and leave it sitting out, and it sits out for days and it's not melted and in a pile of goop in the plate like it's supposed to be, right? So, you know, shit like that, like I see that nowadays and I'm like, what the fuck are people putting in their body? And most people don't even know it. Like, and one of the things that I've learned in the health and life coach class, you know, this first pillar that we just finished up this week, is about not, and the lesson was about counting the chemicals in your food. Like, look, like when you're at the grocery store next time, you know, and I recommend this to you, like if you've never done it before, because it's really eye-opening. I mean, it was for me, you know, is to look at like a box of cereal and the ingredients on it, you know, and the ingredients are listed on any food in the supermarket, you know what I'm saying, in the grocery store is listed, you know, the most of, you know, the ingredients that are, the more of that particular ingredient or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like the closer to the top of the list it is. The bottom of the list, you know, it's the least amount of things in it. And like, you know, just go in the supermarket and do that, because, you know, I can count on a frozen bag of like Tyson chicken fries. I think I counted like 17 or 18, maybe even 20 ingredients for fucking chicken fries. Like, that should be breading and chicken to me, you know, maybe some milk and eggs to make the batter to dip the chicken in, like to dredge it in, right? And you know, so, but no, you know, you have all these other man-made chemicals and ingredients and shit that they inject to this food and they put in it and everything, and it's like, but why? Why? Because it's cheaper. Why? Because the shelf life is longer. You know, all these synthetic ingredients and stuff are, yeah, just cheaper ways for greedy corporations that are already making fist over fist of, you know, money off of all of us, you know, for them to continue to do that with record profits. You know, and people need to be aware of that stuff, I think. And, you know, like I said, if you've never really paid attention to things like that, like, start doing it. You know, you can thank me later for it. But like, so that's where I came from, and what I've been doing the last little over a year now, you know, is just being more conscious of what I eat. Like, I meal prep now, which kind of sounds weird to still hear myself say that I meal prep, because I used to make fun of the last woman I was with, Elisa, you know, for meal prepping and stuff. Like, that's stupid. Like, why would you ever do that, you know? But it really is helpful, you know. So I take back all the times I talk shit to her about that. And all the fucking god-awful Tupperware that she had in her cabinets. Like, oh my God, that was a mess. That's for another day, though. But yeah, you know, and like, so I meal prep now. So like I said, you know, I'll go to Sam's and I'll get the big pack of the chicken tenderloins, and I'll bread it, cook it in the air fryer, you know, season it, and then I'll take that to work, you know, and that usually lasts me. A pack has like between 24 and 27 chicken tenders in it, and, you know, they're all pretty lean. Like, there's not hardly any fat on them, you know what I mean? So it's good protein source and good source of clean energy. Like, you know, who knows for how long now that they're talking about starting to inject these mRNA vaccines in freaking chickens and stuff too for the avian bird flu and blah blah blah, you know. And I could really go off on a tangent and, you know, put on my tinfoil hat for y'all and go down a rabbit hole, but unfortunately for y'all, I left my tinfoil hat sitting in my closet at the house. So y'all don't have to worry about that today. You know, but like, and moving forward, I'm like I said with the zucchini thing, you know, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna do that and see how that works. And if that goes well, then, you know, that's gonna be a healthier snack alternative than I will have in my lineup, I guess, or whatever, of like, you know, different foods and things that I can do. And then I eventually want to start kind of going into other things also. But will I ever eat a salad? I couldn't freaking tell you. I'm gonna say no for now, but I mean, you know, who knows what the future holds. You know, we shall see. You know, it's been an interesting and a fun journey, like this last year, like everything I've learned about myself and health and fitness by just walking and cutting, you know, and everything, the changes I've made. And like, I see it in myself, and like my energy levels are better, and, you know, my focus is better. I mean, just everything. My joints don't hurt as bad. My back still hurts regardless, but I mean, that's what you get working in manufacturing for, you know, the last 22 years of your life. You know, standing on concrete floors for 10 and 12 hours a day, you know, 5, 6, even 7 days a week at a time, you know, a lot of times, excuse me, you know, really takes its toll and, you know, beats the hell out of you, you know, which is why it's even more important for me now that I'm getting older, you know, for me to take care of my body and be more aware and conscious of what I'm putting into my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, because all that has a big difference on, you know, not just your overall health, you know what I'm saying, but like, yeah, just everything. And for a little bit more clarification, I guess, like when I signed myself into RHA February 6th or 7th of last year, my blood pressure was like 170 something over like 110, which is, you know, I might as well have been hypertensive, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, when the nurse took it, she was like, let me take this again in about 10 minutes. I was like, okay. You know, so we sat there and chatted a little bit more while I was signing myself in that day and blah, 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 blah. And she said, okay, let's check it again. And she checked it again, and it was still 170 something over like 110, 115, whatever. She was like, are you nervous? I was like, I mean, I'm kind of scared, but no, not really. You know what I mean? Like, I've just never done nothing like this before. This, you know, but I need to do this. And she's, let me try your other arm. You know, it was like maybe 165 or 170 over 110, you know, so still not much better at all. But the last time and current day, I checked my blood pressure last, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was like 150 or 155 over 90, which is night and fucking day difference, you know, right? So, I mean, it's still not the most healthy, and it's not the ideal blood pressure, you know what I'm saying? Like that people, you know, that your doctors or whatever, you know, would like you to have, but it's definitely a whole lot better than what it was. Like, and before I was on, oh God, I don't even know what the freaking name of it was, some kind of blood pressure medicine, Lisinopril, HTZ or whatever is what it was. And, you know, I took that for about 3 months, but like, I would be at work, and if I was knelt down or bent over on the floor working on something, if I stood up too fast, I'd about fall out. Like, I would, like, my eyes, like I'd see stars or whatever, you know. So I was like, that's not cool, I think. But the last time I was taking that, I was also still using meth too. So that probably factored in with it some, you know what I mean? But I don't care to go back to the doctor and them tell me I have high blood pressure and we're going to put you on this pill and that pill and blah, 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 you know, because I'm just not for that. You know, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go, regardless of if I'm going to get hit by a Mack truck or if it's going to be a massive heart attack. You know what I mean? So that's the way that I kind of view things. And you know, but like to be able to look back and see like how much I've changed just and that was another thing in our class that we're learning is, you know, small changes really take care of like a lot of bigger issues that you might have going on in your life, you know. And that's something that you need to fuck, I lost my train of thought. God darn it. Shit. Oh well. Oh yeah. About small changes leading to big changes, and that, you know, if you just take the small steps, yeah, and that's living proof. You know what I'm saying? Just by changing my diet, cutting out fast food, sodas and stuff. You know, hell, you lose 30 pounds, and you know, starting to walk every day and stuff. Just these little things, but it's helped so much more than just my physical health. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's helped my mental and even my spiritual health too, because I feel a whole lot better, you know, just all the way around. And so yeah, that's where I'm at moving forward. I'm going to slowly maybe try and start introducing some more fruits and vegetables, but baby steps. That's going to be the key for me, you know what I'm saying? But like, so I'm going to do the zucchini. I'll let y'all know how that goes later. And, you know, who knows what's in it for me. I know somebody in the class group on Facebook suggested, you know, hey, you should try like cutting up a little bit of broccoli and putting it in your macaroni sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm quite brave enough for that, but I did go buy the Kraft or the Velveeta macaroni that has the actual broccoli pieces, so I might do that sometime in the next week or so. I don't fucking know, maybe, but you know, baby steps, like I said. You're not gonna see me with no big chunks of broccoli in my daggone macaroni and cheese eating like, oh yeah, this is wonderful, like. So beets, yeah, maybe one day, Carly, but I don't know about that. You know, but I mean, moving forward, I'm excited to see kind of where I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, I need to start trying more things. I know that, but like being by myself, I don't have nobody to cook for me. I mean, Mom cooks amazing, but I just don't know. If I'm gonna do vegetables, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out ways that, I don't know. I'll get it figured out though, for sure. But anyways, I think that's about all I've got for now. I mean, I've gave you my backstory on, you know, where I came from eating wise and stuff, and yeah, where I've come from and where I'm at now. And you know, I bought two pairs of waist 36 pants. Is it last weekend? No, it was the weekend before. So it's been 2 weekends now ago. And I actually fitted them, and I can bend down and squat down without the button going, you know what I'm saying, and shooting across the room and hurting somebody. Which is always a plus. I mean, I never thought that I would see the day that I would fit into 36 waist pants again. So, you know, and I'm going to have to get a new belt also before too long, because I've already drilled 2 new holes in this one. You know, so I am pleased with the changes that I've made, and I'm pleased with the person that I'm becoming and evolving into, you know what I mean? And like, that's what it's all about. And, you know, I continue to make videos, like not just this one, but the other ones that I'm going to be doing up and coming too, you know what I'm saying? Like over the next couple weekends, and deep dive more into my addiction and what addiction looked like for me, like at the height of my addiction. The height of my addiction and the depths of my addiction are 2 completely different places, spaced out over several different years, you know, about 6 years or so, I'd say. And just going more in depth and sharing more about that and the things that I've learned about myself since I've been in recovery, and like moving forward, like what my plans are and how I see myself in the next month, 6 months, next year, 3 years, hopefully 5 years, you know what I'm saying, like whatever. But I'm here for it now, and you know, being in the present is so much better than being stuck in the past, stuck in your own head, you know, and yeah, and not being so anxious about the future, learning how to be in the present moment and be able to, you know, stay focused on what's in front of me and not so much what's behind me or what's way out in front of me somewhere. And so yeah, you know, for those of you who have watched today, thank you for watching. I appreciate the hell out of it, and I appreciate y'all's support. Maybe somebody, you know what I'm saying, somewhere can take something from this. And you know, like I was telling my buddy, I was actually supposed to go hike at Crowder's Mountain with this guy, John. But I'm just giving you a hard time, dude. Like, I know we're going tomorrow, it's all fucking good, but I gotta talk a little bit of shit, man. don't be too mad at me, you know. But you know, it's I do this shit, you know. And the video I made Tuesday, I think, is the one that he commented on, and he said, man, I really like what you're doing. And he's like, that video hit home for me, you know. And people telling me stuff like that, I still don't know how to take it, really, because I'm still not used to getting compliments on things like that, and hearing people say, like, you inspire me to do better, or like, you know, because of you, like, I tried this or that, or what, you know what I mean? Like, I still don't know how to take all that, and I'm still getting used to hearing those things. I mean, because yeah, when you hear people talk shit about you for so many years, you know what I mean, that shit weighs on you, and it's hard to rewire your brain, like, into being able to accept compliments, being able to to look in the mirror and tell yourself good things. Like, no matter how many times I do it, there are still times, you know, like throughout the week, that I'm looking at myself and I'm like, you're a fucking piece of shit, you know that, like. And it's, you know, I mean, usually I catch myself, and I've done really, really good at catching myself before I spiral too far out of control. But, you know, but that is why I recover out loud. That is why I post these videos, and I write the posts and things that I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, yeah, there's too many people that are out there suffering in silence, and, you know, we all need to, I mean, just fucking be kind. Like, and if you can help somebody, fucking help them. It's not that hard, you know? And I think that's a thing that a lot of us addicts understand, you know what I'm saying? Because we know what it's like to not have anybody there for you when you need somebody. And I want to be that person that can be there for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can relate to you on anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been there, done that. So, you know, just keep that shit in mind, that you're not alone, and there are people out here that are doing the damn thing. And you know what I'm saying, if you're scared to make a fucking move, just take that first little step. That's all you got to do. And after that, it's just putting one foot in front of the other, and you know, just keep on keeping on. Like, you've got this shit. You can, if I can do it, anybody can fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was at that point, you know, that I had accepted pretty much that I was just going to die an addict, but not today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't pay me enough to go back to active addiction today. So, but anyways, that's it for me. I'm going to go in here in the grocery store and get some stuff and find me a zucchini if I can, maybe, and try and make those chips whenever I get home. I'll let y'all know how that goes. Thanks for watching, y'all, and we'll catch y'all next Saturday afternoon about the same time. And yeah, we'll go into what my active addiction looked like for me for the last, you know, 7 or 8 years that I was in it. All right, y'all enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll holler at y'all later. What the fuck?